Yeah. All right. What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? And here we are. Recap Friday night. We're on here on a Friday night after win. Cowboys win. Cowboys win. Cowboys win. So we thought we'd get on here and we want to say, first of all, we want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope everybody's enjoying their weekend and with their family and everything. And here I am. I'm joined with Danny Savage, the draft guru. Give it up for Danny. And below me, we also have Cowboys Champ. He's in the house. Give it up for Cowboys Champ. All right, all right. Danny, how you doing today, brother?
Good. Can't complain. Can't complain. Just
Yeah,
watching a lot of football.
yeah, it's a lot of football going on, man. I just thought we'd get on here and just kind of chime in and collaborate a little bit about the game on yesterday. Cowboys Champ, how you feeling?
Man, I'm doing good. Can't complain.
All right, all right. So here we are, guys. Let's go ahead and get into these stats because we're going to get this in and just kind of discuss this with everybody. So final score was 28. Why did I got two screens on there? And I shouldn't have two screens, and I do not want two screens on there. But can you guys see that two screens like that?
Yeah,
Or
I can
no?
see. I can see two.
What the crap? Why is that on there? Okay, well let's get it off of there. How about that? So yeah, so the final score 31-28. I was pretty close. I did say we was going to score 31 points, but we gave up 28. But a win is a win. So now the Cowboys move 6-5-1, and Kansas City is 6-6. To get into this, let's kind of look and see what we had going on with Dak Prescott. He was 27-39, 320 yards, averaged 8.22 TDs, one interception. Quarterback rating of 85.9. I'll go down to our rushing category. Javonte Williams, 17 for 59. We had Malik Davis, 3 for 47 with a touchdown. Give it up for Malik. We also had Cavonte Turpin in the backfield again. He had 3 for 33. And Dak for 3 for -2. And going to receiving department, we got CeeDee Lamb with 7 for 112. CeeDee is back. Give it up. With 1 TD, we had George Pickens with 6 for 88. Jake Ferguson 5 for 36. Ryan Fernand 3 for 34. Cavonte Turpin 2 for 28. And Javonte Williams. Guys, I like those numbers. I don't know about you guys, but I like those numbers. What do you think, Cowboys? Champ? Let's go into the game
Oh man,
recap.
oh man, I love it. But I got to critique the Cowboys, especially the play calling.
Yeah.
They're they're not really doing a balance between pass and run. Especially the last game, especially the game yesterday. I think they passed for like maybe close to, I think it was 39 attempts, and they only ran the ball maybe 18 times.
Okay.
That's, I mean, because normally, if you're behind, yes, I can see you pass that many times. But there are two occasions that the Cowboys got into the red zone and shoddy um, play calling for them to pass instead of run. And I mean, Williams been doing good, and Davis had a big run yesterday too. So I I don't know what's the deal with the Cowboys hating to run but always like to pass. But they pass at the wrong time. They run at the wrong time. You have to have a balance back with that. So you won't put that in situations where he's looking bad.
So I know
And
that first series where we just got blitzed and he threw that interception. So that did hurt us as well. I was like, oh my gosh, here we go. But go ahead and finish up, brother.
yeah, basically, also now we're going to defense later, I know, but also, yeah, but with the running game, they have to utilize that more, especially get
Okay.
that defense tired. And at the end of the fourth quarter, you saw the Chief defense; they were tired.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well that's what's up, man. All right, that's what's going on. We'll get back to some more of that. Danny, let's get into this game recap. What is it that you saw and what did you observe on yesterday?
Well, The Cowboys are definitely getting hot at the right time. We'll leave it at that. I don't want to get excited. Been down this road way too many times. What I did not like yesterday was like kind of what Champ was saying. We pass, then we get down inside the 20, and a couple of field goals we kicked. Because Troy Aikman always said every field goal you kick, that's one kick, that's one play closer to losing. That's points you're leaving on the field. But the problem with the passing game, and our passing game is going great right now. But when you get inside the 20, it is so much more harder to pass than it is to run. That's when you got to pound the ball and run. So it seems like, like sometimes Shoddy will first down, he'll run the ball and he'll get 8 yards, 7 yards, and then he'll try to throw three straight passes in a row, which doesn't make maybe that's his inexperience as his first time coaching, but I mean, I really just the field goals yesterday, but I really don't have no complaints from yesterday at all. Offensively, I don't.
Yeah,
None.
yeah. Well, and I agree what you guys are saying. As far as balance, having a balanced game. But personally, what I liked about the running game is how they use Hunter Luque as a lead blocker. That is one way. That was one reason that Malik Davis actually broke for that 47-yard touchdown because they had actually used Hunter Luque. And I thought, and I kept saying, I wanted to see more of Hunter Luque in the game. As a lead blocker, and we saw what it does when you have a lead blocker for such a fast running back like Malik. Again, we've been sitting Malik on the bench for some time now, and I think you brought it up as well too, Danny, about when we had Tony Pollard with a broke leg. Well, you go ahead and share that with us again.
I got so pissed off yesterday when I saw Malik Davis run for that 43-yard touchdown. I went back to the San Francisco playoff game when Pollard busted his ankle. Zeke's out there limping around on one leg, and yet Malik Davis is standing on the sideline, like near like the 10-yard line, almost like the entrance to get inside the like he was like no part of the game, no part of the system, and he's sitting there. That was 3 years ago. So how much faster would he have been 3 years ago than the run he pulled off yesterday? And that's all I thought about.
Yeah,
How like, you could have put Malik Davis in that game 3 years ago instead of having Ezekiel Elliott limp around on one leg. I'm like,
yeah.
and I'm not no genius. I'm like, this is common sense, though, man. It's like,
Well, it just to me, it just seems like right now, I think Schottenheimer, big shout out to not only Schottenheimer, but to Clayton Adams and Connor Riley, man. Watching these linemen pull down the line and turn up field, man. That's something we hadn't seen under McCarthy. So to see that, man, I got to give a big shout out to these guys, man. These guys, you can tell that they have transitioned this team into something more than what we've been seeing. Now we're seeing the motion. We're seeing the guards pulling, trap blocking, cross blocking, things like that. So that is definitely something that we would, we need to continue to work on. Hold on, Tom. We already live. Come on, bro. I got it up in the chat. But so yeah, I'm good with that, man. As far as what we've been seeing. But again, I got to give big kudos to those guys, man, because we do see a change. But let me ask you guys this question, and I'm gonna start with you, Cowboys champ. So, do you think this game was a statement for Dak, knowing that we done won 3 in a row, and with this win over Kansas City? Do you think this was a statement for Dak?
Uh, you might not like my answer. A statement for that is when the Cowboys get past the divisional round. But as far as the team concerned, yeah, I'm gonna say this as the past this week alone was a statement for the team concerning, meaning that how you started out slow with a couple of trades and with the unfortunate death of Nealon, I think that this team is rallying behind this young man, and um, they have. It seems like whatever they're doing, they need to keep it up, but they just need to uh, fix a couple of things. Several things they need to like tighten up with the draft picks. I'm not talking about draft picks, but the play call and everything. But I think next week game against Detroit, that if they can somehow pull that out, that definitely would be a huge boost for this team.
Yeah.
Now, especially now against the Eagles when they were down 21, no doubt when they came back and won that game, that should have fired this team up.
So and this is
No
why I
doubt.
say that. That's why I say that, Cowboys Chip. I understand what you're saying, man. But all the games in the past, man, they've been games against under 500 teams, and now here we are. We beat two Super Bowl teams, and to say that that's not a statement, I would have to beg to differ because these are two juggernaut teams that both been in the Super Bowl. We could
Well,
say that the Raiders were, yeah, it was supposed to had happened for us to beat them. But for to us to beat Philadelphia, to beat Kansas City, brother, I don't know. I can't agree with that. I think it was a
now
statement game.
I'm talking about with Dak. You said Fred was a statement with Dak. I said
Yeah.
with the team, yes, with Dak, I want to see him get past the division round because remember, we it seemed like this year is a carbon copy of 23 starting back over. Remember when the Eagles up and they choked, the Cowboys got on the run. But if that is the case, I'm really hoping that the Cowboys can learn as the team whole, can learn from that mistake and jail at the right time. If it's their season for that.
Yeah. Okay. What you got, Danny? You get ready to say something?
I mean, I'm not going to say a statement game just because. I mean, listen, Dak is great in the regular season. He
Yeah.
he missed the regular season. You give him the ball with 60 seconds left, he's going to get you into field goal range, if not a touchdown. For me, a statement game for a team, I'll go yeah, especially the quick turnaround of a game. But for him, I say it's a statement game when he's hosting up a Lombardi, man. That's when it's a straight
Yeah.
statement game because
Yeah.
it was only 3 weeks ago he came out against Arizona and he was sweating and he had that deer in the headlights look. So as long as he can just stay calm, but as we progress into the winter and the weather gets worse, we're gonna have to start running a lot more and not depend on that passing game so much
Okay. Well, not.
for the away
And
games.
I understand what you're saying. That makes sense. We got football junkie in the house. Give him football junkie. Football junkie. We're talking about. We're recapping the game. So, would you like to elaborate on what you saw on yesterday, and what are your thoughts about the game yesterday?
My thoughts about the game yesterday was another situation where we treated the Chiefs like we treated the Eagles. We
Okay.
really did. We we still, I feel like the Cowboys need to be a little bit more aggressive about their approach dealing with these 500 teams. Uh, it's I mean the offense is kind of slowish in the start, but they got to get rid of these penalties, these unnecessary penalties and stuff like that. That's really the real Achilles heel right there. Getting the
Mhm.
down and distance and getting behind the sticks at the point where we have gotten the momentum and we're allowing these penalties, these unnecessary penalties, to take away from our momentum and what we have going on against our opponents at certain crucial times, especially like we had them yesterday in the red zone areas and stuff like that. We had a couple of penalties that really negated from some things that could have been more productive for the team. Uh, I also feel like Shotty needs to do be a little bit more creative in the red zone too, as well, because there was some situations where we had Kansas City just on their heels, and being that Kansas City do have the dominant defensive lineman as they have up in the middle, uh, I felt like, if we could have did some more outside stuff instead of trying to bang in the inside in the red zone, kind of get them to do some more thinking. We got to make the defense think more when we get down into the
Mhm.
red zone, because we sputtered against Philly, we sputtered against Kansas City, and that could come and that can come against us uh later on down the road. But
Mhm.
other than that, I feel like the boys did a phenomenal job of taking this situation that they up against. Be that, the emotional situation with Marshawn Nealon as a teammate, a friend, and then also as a team as a whole, being able to, harness the opportunity to seize the moment to take a win like they did.
Yeah,
It was a much needed win that we to keep going in the direction that we need to go in for is what we're up against the next few weeks. So these are building blocks. These are building blocks, and we can't allow ourselves to get complacent and set milestones. We got to continue to let each game and each week be the week, because each week is a possible chance of elimination.
that's so true. That's so true. We got Cowboys haters Hunter DC for says still not a statement made. Really, after we were said to lose against Philly and KC, yeah, and that's I guess, and I kind of see what Hunter is saying, because I thought these are two prolific football teams, and I understand that Philly is struggling right now, but we didn't play to their level. We actually competed against them, so that's just my opinion. I thought that we basically did what a lot of people didn't think we could do. Yeah, the Vegas game, yeah, we supposed to beat them, but they counted us out against Philly. They counted us out against Kansas City. He also said ESPN is optimistic. FS1 is optimistic. Every other Cowboy channel is optimistic. I come here. It's Nick. Okay, picking. Okay, freaking Nick picking.
Well,
Nick,
no,
Nick,
I mean when when the Dallas Cowboys lead the NFL in penalties, is that nitpicking? Are you going to go if we can win the division, if we can get on a run, win the division? Are you going to go far in the playoffs, leading the
I don't know
league in
how
penalties?
many how many penalties did we have. I don't think we had that many this week.
I
KC had
understand.
more than us.
Yeah, no, I'm
KC
not
and
talking.
Philly had more than us.
I'm not talking about yesterday's game. I'm talking about in general. Dallas leads the NFL in penalties. So it's black and white. It's on paper.
it's on
Yeah,
If that
paper.
if that doesn't get fixed, you ain't gonna go far. That's all I'm trying to say.
yeah,
And that's
I
yeah.
coaching.
mean, let's look at it like this. If he want to say it's Nick fucking picking, all right, let's call a spade a spade. Then okay, then what you think the coaches is looking at when they go and look at the film studies and break down the game? They nitpicking too, buddy. They're nitpicking too.
So what
It
when you
is
say when the coaches, what do you mean by when the coaches are?
when they do an overview of the game. Yeah, they had the game Thursday. They're probably gonna go look at some stuff on Saturday and do a breakdown of what the game we just played. They're gonna do a breakdown, and they're gonna point out the negative before they point out the positive. That's what every coach. I don't care if it's high school, college, or pro. They're gonna point out the negative attributes and aspects of the game before they point out the positive. Before you get your skull and crossbone to put on your helmet for that week of whatever accolades you did, they're gonna nitpick. Coach is gonna rip you apart. Why? They rather rip you apart just to build you back up. They rather do that than just give you all the kudos, because they want you to know that hey, you still can do better. I'm not gonna be a complacent Cowboy fan. I want more. I want more. And anybody else that's a blue blood, true hearted Cowboy fan, they are not gonna be happy with what we where we're sitting in right now.
So okay, so here's another question. They coming at y'all. Average video game player 9802. That's them. They need ratings. Everybody on this panel are fan and has opinion. Watch the game before you start crying. Wait a minute. Who wants to pick that one up?
Watch the game before we start crying. Mm.
Here's
Hey,
Yeah.
one
hold
more.
up. Hold up. That was me. That's me. I would talk about to the other. I was referring to the other guy.
Okay, well, dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to talk about nobody on here. I'm talking about to the guy who talking about we are
Okay.
nitpicking about the games. I'm then I
Okay.
say
Well,
with
just
them.
just say it, man. Just say it, because I'm like, trying to figure out who is this. I'm like, okay, what we got going on here? Oh, we got Fleabug in the house. Give it up for Fleabug. What's going on,
Flea
Fleabug?
Boogie.
Hey y'all.
Hey,
Flea Boogie.
hey,
What's up,
people.
Fleabug? What's up?
Hey y'all. I'm driving. I'm just leaving my son's place. But hey, that game was so good, and I have a question. Can I ask a question real quick?
We're listening.
No, yeah, I would mess with you.
She just froze up.
I
Come
think
on
so.
back.
Or CD?
You freezing up. Try it again. Say it again.
I said we had a big debate at my cousin's house yesterday about who was the better wide receiver, Pickens or CD.
It's obvious right now. You see what I'm wearing, don't you?
I say it's Pickens, right?
I'm saying Pickens right now because look at
I
Pickens.
said the
Pickens.
same thing.
I'm gonna say Pickens because Pickens is a top 3 wide receiver in the league right now.
Well, he has more yardage as well, too. So yeah, you have
Yes,
to.
And
And
his
then
his his his, his production and his consistency with catching the ball. Yesterday was the first time we really just see him muff the ball like he did. But he still made plays. When we
So
needed him, he made plays.
so
yeah,
when we talk about either or of the two receivers that we have, let me ask this question: do you guys think that this is the best duo receiving core in the NFL right now?
Hands down. Hands down.
What do you think, Danny?
you can make it. You definitely can make an argument for that.
y'all. I'm
Pickens,
sorry.
I definitely think
I
Pickens
can't
is
hear you.
playing. I definitely think Pickens is playing much better than Lamb. But
Is it me?
this
Are y'all
happens.
breathing?
This happens when you're
You're
playing
free.
for a contract. Pickens is on his best behavior. He's playing his best football. I'm just afraid of what's going to happen once Dallas pays him and then he regresses. That's why, me personally, hey, if we can get to a Super Bowl with the guy, we tag him. Then maybe get him again. Because if anyone thinks Pickens is going to take one penny less than Lamb, when he's going to say, well, look at my numbers, look at Lamb's numbers, and you're going to pay me less than Lamb, it's going to be an interesting offseason. Let's just leave it at that. But Pickens is playing better, but I've seen a million players play great in their contract year, and once they get paid, they revert back to their. There used to be a boxer, Marvin Hagler. He had a saying: "When you live in a mansion, it's hard to get up, and you're a millionaire." A middleweight champion in the world. I still say Sugar Ray Leonard never beat him, but he had a saying: "It's really hard to get up at 4 a.m. and go running 10 miles, in the freezing cold when you're a millionaire." So
Yeah.
once Pickens
Yeah.
gets that big giant check, I'm afraid he might go back to the Pickens we saw him in Pittsburgh. But he's the number. He's playing better than Lamb now.
Um, to answer Fleabug's question, I think yeah, Pickens is playing a little bit better than CD. But what I'm reminded of when I see these two guys, it takes me back to the Drew Pearson and Tony Hill era. It also takes me back to the Michael Irvin and the Alvin Harper era. So when people say, and even Tony Romo said it best, when you have two wideouts like you have, and basically it makes it easier on Dak because all Dak has to do is read the safety. If the safety swings over one way, we got another receiver man on man. If the safety swings over the other way, or if they play down. So the whole thing with having both of these receivers makes it a lot easier for Dak. Yeah. So I don't think we have a number one and a number two. I actually think we have two number ones. And this is what's making the game easier for Dak, along with Javonte Williams, along with Jake Ferguson. These, I don't know about you guys, but what I mean, I don't know what the future holds. But what I'm seeing now, it just reminds me back of the Emmitt Smith, the Jay Novacek, the Michael Irvin, the Alvin Harper, the Troy Aikman at the time. Right now, in this moment, what I'm seeing improvement. What you got, Danny?
No, because having those two monsters on the outside, the middle of the field it should be wide, should be and is wide open for Ferguson, and that's going to help the running game. When you got those two wide receivers on the outside, you're not going to put eight guys in the box to try to stop the run. And the offensive line is playing well. We got some question marks at left tackle, but that's gonna leave. There's. I think Pickens and Lamb is playing off each other. They're both
They are.
playing off each other.
They
Is
are. They
Yeah.
are. They are. I
Absolutely.
agree with you 110% on that part. They are playing off each other. I mean, shoot, Batman and Robin. I mean, all day Batman and Robin, man. I mean, what? I mean, Tonto and the Lone Ranger. I mean, you can name all kind of dynamic duos, man, and those guys fit the module. You know what I'm saying? But I, concerning what you were saying about Pickens and whatnot, this is my thing about Pickens, man. I've looked at Pickens, some of his high school football highlights and his college football highlights. He he gets a hard on making a defensive back look bad. He
Yeah, he
really
does.
gets off on making them look bad.
He
I
does.
mean, he wants to make you look horrible for real. And
it's off
in
on.
retrospect to what you were saying, man, I look at it like this. I don't think Pickens will fade away because of the money. Pickens like playing football, man. He's a
Yeah.
football player. He loves playing the game. And that's the difference between a player that loves playing the game and a player that loves playing the game and using the game for a monetary stepping stool. He's not using it for a monetary stepping stool. He's using it. He really gets off on talking trash and making his opponent, whoever they are, look bad. And all they do is put these dudes in a daggum washer. They don't even put them out in the dryer. They leave them out. They just hang them out wet and hope they just air out sometime soon in the game. Because once CD gets through with one of them, guess what? The dude facing Pickens, and Pickens is doing the same thing. So I mean, it's a situation where, hey, we got to tentatively pick our poison with these dudes, and we might have to just go back into a whole nickel package, dime package, just to be able to deal with these dudes because like you said, it helps the running game because it's gonna take a linebacker out the box or swap a linebacker for another DB just to put an extra DB out there to cover both of these guys. Because once these dudes start impacting the game, just imagine what it looked like when both of those guys are hitting all cylinders in one game.
Well, I think
And
they were
Dak and
yesterday. I think they were yesterday. I mean, we saw we see and that's the thing about it, man. You know, last week we saw Pickens, step up and fill in for where man, it's done like crazy. Where CD was dropping off. And if we didn't have Pickens, we lose that game. We
right.
lose that game if we didn't have Pickens. This week, it wasn't Pickens, it was CD. So again,
Mhm.
it's balance, and with the balance, it makes the game easier for Dak. I want to get into this. Somebody, wait, who is this? This is
Excuse me.
Right here. So Cowboy hater, he said, I've been a Cowboy fan since '86, but you guys go ahead and spread your knowledge. Well, see, here's the deal, Cowboy hater, Hunter. We're not spreading knowledge. We're fans, and we're just voicing our opinion. You know, and all of us on here, we respect each other's opinion, and it's not who's right and who's wrong. It's all about opinions, and that's what fans we are. It's just a straight barbershop talk. But I hear what you're saying, but no, it's not just our knowledge. It's we're voicing our opinion, but and I appreciate that comment. But now it's not that we know everything. We're just fans of the Cowboys, and we're just on here doing straight barbershop talk and sharing our opinions. I got to get back to one. Pete had mentioned that he said, wait a minute, because I don't want to miss it past him. I don't care if we beat the two teams on the Super Bowl last year. We can at least compete with whoever. Give it up. I agree with that, Pete.
I agree with that too.
I think we can.
He not complacent.
Yeah, and exactly. What do you think? Danny? You think we should be able to compete with any one of these teams out here?
I don't want to come off as a negative Nancy. I just gotta see a couple more wins because I remember just 2-3 weeks ago we got our heads handed to us by the Arizona Cardinals with a 50-year-old Jacoby Brissett quarterback. You know what I'm trying to say? So but since then that we've got some players back. We made a trade. You know what I'm trying to say? Made a trade. So we got an influx of talent that we didn't have then. Hopefully they can get hot now. And it's not like, listen, I come off sarcastic. That's just where I am. But like, I we beat the last two Super Bowl winners. Yeah, that's great. Can we compete with other teams? That's not what Dallas Cowboy football about is competing with other teams. It's one standard. It's you win the Super Bowl or your season was a failure. That is the Dallas Cowboys standard. I grew up watching from a kid. I saw the bad years. I saw Danny White go to three state NFC championship games and lose as a kid. Then I saw the great years. Then I saw the bad years. When you're a Cowboy, you win the Super Bowl, or your season is a failure. So we're not nitpicking. It's just passion. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
So here's a question for you, football junkie. Do you think the Cowboys can win out?
I really believe the Cowboys can win out. Now, I put it to they looking for a statement game. This week is the statement game. This
I
week, reason
agree.
why I say this week is the statement game because you done beat Philly, you done beat Kansas City, or y'all on the hype train, or y'all hyped. This is the game right here to show everybody this ain't no hype. This is the game right here. And reason why I say this is the game right here because now we done put that seal of approval on Detroit, and we done ran 3 games. We're hot. We're getting hot, but now we're hot. We blue flaming now. We beat Detroit, we blue flaming, and we can go ahead and finish out the season. And possibly one more Philly loss. Guess what? Guess what, Cowboy fans and Cowboy people? Hmm. That tie looks real good for a conference championship, a division championship.
Yeah.
Real
That
quick,
tie.
the statement game to me is the Chargers. That's the statement game. If we can beat the Chargers, I think that's the game. Because coming out of the AFC, it looks like it's either going to be the Chargers or the Colts. If we can lay the smackdown on the Chargers, I
Okay.
think that I
Okay.
think that's us putting our stamping our foot in the ground and
New
saying,
England's
yeah,
lead.
this is
New
us.
England's leading over there. You know that, right?
What
Yeah.
happened?
New England is leading I'm leading the AFC over there. You think they won't be able to hold up?
No, they probably will. They probably, but I think it's going to come down to the end with them with the Colts. You know what I'm
But
trying to
I
say?
can I can kind of see what you're saying about the Chargers and stuff like that because we can kind of get some get back off of that situation with Denver.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
We can atone
I
some stuff.
believe I could be wrong. I believe the Charger game is a road game too. It's on the road. I think I'm not 100% sure. And we
So
know how
Cowboys
Dallas is on the road.
Cowboys champ, do you think our Cowboys can win out? Because and the
One game
reason
at
I
a
say
time.
The reason I
Yeah,
say that because it's
Excuse me.
important because one game could actually keep us from getting into the playoffs. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping that they have that mentality, knowing that that's the possibility that
you
could
know
take
what?
place.
If they serious about making a change, I mean for this season, they have to. They got no choice if they want to make it to the dance. They got to believe in themselves and the coaching staff. To me, I put more emphasis on them versus the players. Yeah, the players have to make the plays, but the coaching staff has to put the players in the right predicament, the right play calling,
Yeah,
and let them execute.
yeah. That's so true. That's so true. Coaches going to definitely have to play a major part in this, in which I think we've been seeing. And like I said, I give a big shout out to Schottenheimer and Clayton Adams and Connor Riley. Man, and we've seen some things that we hadn't been seeing in the past years, as far as watching these linemen pull and turn up field and just the whole scheme. I'm watching the. Even you said it yourself about Junkie using Hunter Lupke. That's how Malik Davis broke for that 47-yard touchdown, and it's something we seeing something different there. I think they're being more creative. So being able to win out, I think it's a must. We have
it's a
to play
must.
each game as if it's a possibility that we could be actually eliminated. So yeah, we need to focus on that. And I understand we're saying one game at a time, but at the same time, it's more about us staying focused and winning each game. If we want to try to make it to the postseason. So here I got another one. Let me see. I got one more comment out here. Here's one. It's not being satisfied. It's me. No change is happening, and this team finally being put together the right way. I saw the '80s and the 1 in 15 season. Yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah,
we all saw that. Yeah,
yeah,
we've all and
yeah.
and believe me, I'm right there with you. I'm excited to see what we're seeing, to see this team being balanced on both sides. True enough, we've been talking about the penalties. Penalties has been a problem with us, but I think Kansas City had more than us, and I think Philadelphia had more than us. So I think it's a swing in the right direction. So, yeah, and football junkie, that's the thing. We got to minimize the penalties, right?
Yes, sir. We got to minimize the penalties for sure. Most definitely have to minimize the penalties. We got to become a sound machine. We got to
Yeah,
really become sound. Uh, and other than that, if we could get the penalty situation reduced and be more productive in the red zone, when we get down there in the red zone, we're doing a great job. Don't get me wrong, we're doing a good job. But when we are put in those situations where we inside the 5, inside the 10, let's deliver. Let's deliver. Even though
that,
we got our ace in the hole as a field goal kicker, but still, let's
yeah.
let's put some sixes up there. Let's get these sixes up there.
Yeah, so true. And then it's so sad we got this late start, man. I understand Quentin Williams is definitely a great asset to this team, man. It's just sad that here we are middle way in the season and we're making a great push, and it would just be heartbreaking for us to not make it even into the postseason. You think?
No, definitely. It just shows. Jerry actually said, which doesn't even make sense. He said in the off season, he offered Micah and a first rounder
Yeah.
for Quinn. My opinion, I think Jerry would just had his seventh bottle of wine in him, and because that doesn't even make sense, that
No.
trade for him to say that. And anyone
No.
that believes that is ridiculous. Uh it's just him in the middle of the season saying, "Here, I'm going out. I'm trying to do something. It's working out." Quentin Williams does look fresh. He's making a difference in the middle. It basically, I mean, listen. Let's take it one game at a time. It appears that our rushing problems, our rush defense has improved tremendously.
Yeah,
So
that
let's just take it one game at a time. And I'm
Yeah.
not being a crybaby, But penalty wise, we all know Roger Goodell hates the Cowboys. We all know that referees love to throw flags on the Cowboys. So if we can get into the playoffs, we have to beat teams by 10 points. Because if you leave a close game to the zebras, if you leave it to the refs, you know the refs are gonna throw every single flag on the Cowboys when it comes to the playoffs. Because we never get a call. We never get any
Yeah.
calls. So we have to play mistake free football. Take it one game at a time.
You know,
That's it.
and you said something there too, Danny, because I know when I used to coach Pee Wee football, there was certain places we would go play, and we were just a big rival. It was a big rival game, and I used to always tell my coaches when we go to one of those rival games, I tell my coaches right off the bat, we got to score 3 touchdowns right off the bat.
Yeah,
We got to go up by 3 touchdowns because we know two is going to get called back.
absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. Jimmy
two,
Johnson,
two.
when Jimmy Johnson was coaching the Hurricanes and they went up to Notre Dame, they went up to South Bend. Jimmy Johnson said, "If you leave it in the referee's hands, they will screw you." And the referees did screw the Hurricanes. So unfortunately, Jerry Jones is one of the few. Him and Al Davis are one of the few guys that have sued the NFL and won. And if you don't think all these other owners don't, they haven't forgot about that. They haven't. They haven't.
Right.
So I'm sorry, it's not green or cry, baby. Because I nitpick on that. I break down Dallas right down the middle, like I see, like I call it. But we never get any calls our way ever. So we have to play mistake-free football, or it's gonna fall apart real quick, especially in the playoffs. But let's just take it one game at a time. And like I said, I don't want to get excited. I've been down this road way too many times. If we can take this snowball going down the mountain, get a little bit bigger, get a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
We can smack the Chargers around. Then I'll start to get a little, just week by week, man. That's all I
Yeah.
got. That's all I got
Sure.
to say, man.
For sure, week by week. Well, guys, here's a few noticeable. I don't know if you guys was aware of this, but this was George Pickens' first Thanksgiving game. uh, also, something that's noticeable. Uh, this is Quentin Williams' first 3-game winning streak.
Yeah,
What the?
yeah.
This guy is that good. He had never witnessed a 3-game winning streak. That's mind blowing. Also, here's something noticeable. Lamb, his 13th career game with 100-yard receiving yard. He ties fourth with Dez with most in team history. Also, that's what's notable. This is Dak's third straight game 200 pass to wide receivers, the longest streak by any player this season. So these are some things that has taken place um, with some of our players that's going on. But I want to ask you, football junkie, about this before we get out of here. Let's talk a little bit about this defense, man. Uh, what did you see with this defense, and how did they perform to you?
Man, really, to be honest with you, man, they bend, but they didn't break. They
Yeah.
bend, but they didn't break. And what I mean by them bending and not breaking, there was some times where Patrick Mahomes was put into some precarious situations where he he had to either just get rid of the ball or throw the ball away, or you know, he made some good plays, and
Yeah.
then there
Nothing.
was some he made some plays with his feet. But those guys was putting some padding on Patrick Mahomes a time or two. So they let it go both ways. They let it kind of went both ways. Since Kansas City was touching on Dak, they allowed Dallas to touch on Pat. And it went both ways. Nothing was too outlandish about how they was getting at Pat and pushing him around and bumping him up, touching him up and whatnot. But I really I right now what I'm looking at the defensive standpoint, Murray is the weak link.
Mhm. Yeah.
Murray's the weak link. Wilson needs to be out there. He needs to be out there. Him and Overshawn need to be out there together.
What do you think about that, Danny?
My only thing is with Overshown, he has to be on a pitch count. We can't expect to. He's coming off of 3 knee surgeries in 2 years. We can't have him out there playing 60 snaps a game, especially with we have a lot of games left, and then it's a possibility of some playoff games. You don't want to put too much on Overshown's shoulders now, but with the Wilson kid, he's calling the defense. We must have the easiest defense
We
in the
must have.
world. We must have the easiest defense in the world or not the brightest guys on our defense because I don't understand how we trade for a guy and after 1 week he's the defensive captain out there. He's calling the plays out there. That blew my mind seeing him wearing the green dot. I'm like, what's going on here? That's there's something really wrong with that. But he's playing the run good. Uh, like I said, we just got to take it easy, and we just got to take it easy with Overshown. You gotta, I mean, he's one play away. So let's
Yeah,
just put him on a pitch count, and when you need him, bring him in. You know what I'm trying to say? He's like an extra rusher and going after the quarterback, but let's just ease him in because we have a lot more games coming up, and he's not 100%. I'm sorry. There's no way anyone you can tell me Overshown is 100%. He's given it his all, and it's good, but we got to just take it easy from him. And Murray, yeah, listen. And the worst part is we traded for Murray and we're paying him $8 million. He's horrendous. And but I didn't see the snap count yesterday, but I don't think he was on the field that much. But he is the worst one out there. He is a liability for us to run. We all thought, listen, coming out of Oklahoma in 2019, yeah, he was probably a much, much better player. And Dallas had him high. Dallas goes, when Dallas trades for people, that's just guys that we had high that year they got drafted by other teams. Murray is, yeah, if I'm not a fan of him, never was, but he's a weakness. But we just have to, it looks like our run defense has gotten better. So let's just take it week by week, man. That's all I gotta say, man. Like I've been down this road a million times.
yeah,
I'm not getting excited. I'm not.
yeah,
That's just me. Let's take
yeah.
it week by week because we can't make a mistake and we're gonna get into games outside in the elements. And those elements, the weather, that's going to take away Lamb and Pickens. And then that's going to be, can we run the ball and can we stop the run? That's what's going to come. At least 1 to 2 games. The rest of the season is going to come down to elements. And it's going to be basic Pop Warner football. Can you run the ball and can you stop the run? So
Now,
hopefully
you forget what elements George Pickens come out of.
Pittsburgh, I believe, and I hear you, but look also his stats in Pittsburgh. You know, Pickens right now has eclipsed every single season that he's had in Pittsburgh. So
Yeah,
I
He's
mean,
supposed to look at the quarterbacks he had.
yeah. I have to agree with that. The quarterbacks he had throwing to
all I'm trying to say is like I'm not picking on him. All I'm trying to say is like we play in the dome, but we all gotta play some games outside. Listen, we all know playoff football is d- how would anyone like to go? How do we think our passing game would look in late January at Soldier Field playing the Bears?
It's gonna be pretty windy.
you know, I mean the Rams are sitting one now. They play inside. I'd rather play the Rams than because the Bears have a short passing game. more dink and dunking. They're not, Caleb's not tossing the ball 70 yards downfield like Pickens and Lamb is. All I'm trying to say is I don't want to go to Soldier Field in late January and play a playoff game. That's all I'm trying to say.
It's possible. It's
It,
possible.
it
Yeah, it's
Well,
very
possible.
possible.
and let me
Very.
say this about this defense, man. I'm a little bit excited, because we couldn't stop running water at one time up the middle with this defense, man. And just looking at Mozzie Smith on a regular basis, knowing that he didn't want to be out there, and we kept throwing him out there, and he was hindering the inside more than he was doing anything. Osa was struggling at the same time when Mozzie was there, and whoever else was there with Mozzie and with Osa as well. But Osa is looking a lot better when you have KC and you have Q helping him out. So we see him more from Osa than we've seen since he came into the league. Just my
Right.
opinion. Just my opinion. He got a
I
crucial
agree.
sack when we needed it. It was like 3rd and 2, and we got him for like 3rd and 7 or 8. So I'm excited about this defense. I understand what you're saying about Overshown, giving him limited snap, but after listening to his interview, he don't want to be on the sideline. This guy wants to be on the field. And the thing about it is, I think the reason he needs to be because those plays that run to the outside, the guy is there. I
Oh
don't think
no.
we have anybody else on the team outside of Overshown that can make those sideline to sideline plays like he was making. I mean, this guy get his hands on, you're not getting away from him. So, again, when I look at this front four, we saw Clowney. Clowney got 2 sacks. Okay.
Hmm.
And so when you get this type of pressure from your front four, it makes the job so much easier for your back seven. It makes it so much easier. Now, when we're talking about Pat Mahomes, he's a freak of nature, man. This guy was
Hmm.
throwing passes without even looking. This guy threw the ball to Rasheed Rice when he was covered and he wasn't even open. He still put it right in his hand. So for us to wreak havoc on Patrick Mahomes, to make him have to work to get the ball off, have to use his feet in order to put them in good position. I can't say that say nothing bad about the defense right now because this is something that we was needed. We knew that this offense was decent. Now this offense was good. It's just that our defense wasn't up to par with our offense. Now we're starting to see this, and this is why I say again, this is why it's sad that it took this long for us to figure things out, man. But uh on this offensive side of the ball, I'm looking at two number one receivers of this running back, the tight end, the quarterback. On the defensive side, we got two hell of a DTs. We even saw Solomon. Solomon's came in and contribute to the team. So uh, with that being said, man, I'm a little bit more excited of what I'm seeing from this Cowboys team, and I think Jerry's kind of sticking his chest out a little bit more because he's seeing the possibility. Oh my God, hold on. All right. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh,
What you say? You got it.
yeah, I'm having some technical
Yeah.
difficulties. I don't know
But
why this thing is doing this, but
but yeah, Jerry is seeing the possibilities of the team being able to crack the surface of being in a playoff team, man. And that's a good look. I'll be rubbing my paws together too, especially if you done struck gold with a defensive tackle like Quentin Williams and able to pair him up with Clark. Yeah, that's a dandy of a good look. It makes the whole Michael Parsons trade looks even that much more better. It does.
I know, but it's going to be next year when Clark is off the team. Jerry will look like a genius if we win the Super Bowl this year. If not,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
a lot of questions for next year. Clark has a $31 million cap hit next year. So now you just traded a guy, and now he's going to be off your team after less than 17 games. After 1 year, he's off your team already. And how much you bet he'd probably go back? He'll go back to Green Bay. He'll go back to Green Bay. So, and listen, we were talking about the trade earlier, and this is I don't even want to get into the trade. We'll just take this year as it comes. But this year, it has to hit because the moves Jerry made, he pretty much handcuffed Dallas for a long time. We'll talk about it another time. But we were talking about how I don't even want to get into it. But hope all the moves Jerry made works out for this season. Because if it doesn't, there's going to be a lot of decisions to be made next season. A
Yeah.
lot.
Well, guys, I'm about to cut this a little short. I'm having a little technical difficulties with my microphone. But again, guys, thank y'all for being on here with us. Thank you to everybody. Football Junkie, Danny, Cowboys Champ, Fleabug, come on here. Also, everybody that was in the comments. We had Lord Nova. We had Average Video Game Player, 1902. We had Cowboys Hater, Hunter, DCF. Hey, man, we appreciate all the comments. Also, we had Uncle Charles, 842 in the house. So appreciate everybody, man. Yeah, Uncle's in the house, brother. Now,
Hey,
man,
I'm at 331 players broken down already with videos. Danny Savage, Draft Guru on YouTube and Twitter. I'll be at 750 players by draft time, plus an additional 50 sleepers. But throughout the season, I'm also doing videos on guys that I had highly ranked that nobody else had ranked, and they're blowing up as rookies. So
mm,
that's where everyone can find me.
well, y'all check them out, man. Again, do me a favor. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe button and share this video, man. Again, we appreciate everybody for participating in this live tonight on the Cowboy Huddle podcast. Danny, Football Junkie, man, appreciate y'all, man. I got to get out here and figure out what's going on. But, hey, y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend. We're out of here.
Peace
Deuces.
out.